Baby like, ooh, ayy, finally got that deal, got a pen in my hand. Ooh, ayy, like how you tryna buy who the hell I am? You can keep your cash, I'm not that broke. I won't sign no contracts, I do me. Y'all are canceled, stealing people's dreams, how can you sleep? It's all rap hoes, throwing cash in Lambos. I'm independent till I'm dead, I quit the music industry.
I put the music in the streets, you know that, right?
Wait a minute. There we go. Sorry, I had something going on. What were you saying now?
I said I put the music in the streets, like the intro says. But I'm going to be changing that up. I might have, don't quote me, have a certain somebody, without saying their name, be making us an intro just for us, to be like dedicated to us.
Oh, so that would be awesome.
He's releasing a new album here soon, so we'll see how that goes.
Hello, everybody. How are you? How's your day been there?
Long. That's why we're a little late. I know people are probably on like, what's going on? I just got out of work. Tanisha's always number one. First one in. I worked late at work. Here's what happened at work. So people know I sell cell phones. I run a Verizon store. Mm-hmm. And I had a store call me and say, one of my company call me and say, I need to leave at 7, so I can't deal with these customers. Mind you, it's like 2:00 in the afternoon.
Oh.
So I'm like, why? So I keep asking why, and he tells me, and he goes, they won't be back till 4:30, but I'm going to send them to your store. Well, I found out why he didn't want to do it. We were porting over from Cellcom, and Cellcom sucks. And I was there till 7:30 making these ports go through because Cellcom didn't want to do it, and I just called the port department and said, you're going to do it. So I fixed that, so that'd be going out tomorrow. That's what I was doing.
Well, let me ask you this now, because you do work with cell phones and you do sell and stuff. What do you think of the 5G services in the airplane thing?
It's a cell phone.
Because over in Europe, they do it and have no issues. Do you think the airports want more money or something, like the airlines industries or something?
They're gonna want it new industry or want money for everything. But now I don't know exactly how it would affect the instruments in an airplane. I don't know. There's people think 5G is going to give you cancer.
Yeah,
it's not.
Game of Morphs.
So, if I can breathe, but yeah, I don't know. The 5G thing is. I've had 5G for 4 years. I'm still alive, I think.
Well, here's what I think.
On my neck, but
here's what I think. I think the phone industry, instead of giving money to the airlines to change their stuff, I think the phone industry should get money to change up to 6G. Kelsey, how are you doing, Kelsey?
When it comes to, I love my job. It's easy. I hate my job at the same time because it's not what I want to do. I'm just really good at it. I'm good at running businesses. That's what I do.
Kelsey was a manager of a Verizon store.
What company did you work for, Kelsey? What one? What's up, Adam? Because there's many different ones. I run a Victra. A Victra is the largest retailer for Verizon. So I run a Victra.
We are good. Impeccable Gecko Miles is here.
He's a ghost.
Okay, never mind. Take that back.
He's a ghost. I work for Victra. Well, you should have never left Victra. I make so much money with Victra. You want a job again? Just so since Kelsey knows, I am the number one store in all Victra. I'm numero uno. No one beats me. I'm beating all the California stores. Screw them California stores.
That's only because I'm not running one right now. So.
That's right.
I'm only playing.
See, he's a ghost. He's a ghost. So I'm kind of like really excited about it. Look at what the gecko dragged in. So I've been doing that, and I don't know. It's a cell phone and sales is easy to me. Like everywhere I've ever worked, it's easy. I like Victra because I run a Victra right outside Green Bay in Swamico. I run the Swamico store. It was rated like 890-ish before I took over, and I took over in December, and now we're numero uno. I don't mess around.
Are the boys watching, Kelsey?
Yeah, watch this. Kelsey, I know this. I average $190 ASPS. My store. She'll know what that is. She'll be like, "What?"
Yeah, I have no
my
idea.
my MP is $58. I don't mess around, and my contribution to goal is 213%.
You're on the move.
Yeah, so I don't mess around.
No.
No, but yeah. So, did Kelsey still run it or what?
No, no, because she had our grandbabies and she decided to stay home with them, and that's.
She's the top 3, so she knows what it takes. She knows what it takes.
Yes.
It's not, it's drive. It's all. I mean, you can make a lot of money with Victor. Well, they pay for everything.
I'm gonna tell you something. Before the boys were born, and we would go anywhere with her or my husband, she was getting phone calls constantly. It was like she was always working 24 hours a day.
Well, see, this is how I run, and this is going to go for any business with employees. Okay, this go if you're a manager. It could be a gecko business, it could be a pet shop, because I know a certain friend that wants to open a pet shop, which I think he should. I don't mess around. I tell people under me to make decisions. We'll figure it out later. Make a decision. If it's wrong, I'll correct you. If it's right, then you did good. But I want you to make a decision. I don't want you calling me every single time you need to make a decision. So make a choice. So my people just make a choice. And if it's wrong, I'll fix it. If it's right, then I'm like, hey, good job. This is what you did right. And if you do wrong, like if they need to discount something, I'm like, just if you feel it's right, do it. Do it. We'll figure it out later.
That's what she used to say to him too.
And
we'll figure it out.
Yeah, we'll figure it out later. So my phone doesn't ring very often, unless I'm at work. It don't ring very often unless it's like has to be. I mean, I talk to the CEO and I talk to the area manager a lot, and the RD, the regional director. But that's for other reasons, because they honestly, the RD and the regional guy or the area guy wants to know who I am.
If I'm not mistaken, though, she ran that store, and didn't you run like another one too, Kelsey, or 2 other stores or something also? I think so. I'm not sure.
Sales. I say this. I know when to not to sell something. If someone says, if they're like, no, I don't want that, I'll cut my losses. Move on. Let's go to the next sale. But I'm going to get every nickel I can from that person. And but also, it's not about sales. It's about building a relationship. Period. With any sales, if I come at you like a car salesman, you're not going to buy anything off me. You're just not. And it's same thing with geckos. When people come and buy a gecko off me, I'm not trying to sell them the most expensive gecko I have. I'm building a relationship, and I'm going to put them in the gecko that they want. If that makes sense.
Yeah, she ran 3 at once.
Yep. That's what Victor does, a multi-unit. They're multi-units, and as long as you have, like a green door, there's gray doors, whatever. There's rankings. I don't want to say too much, but she knows what I'm talking about. And you're bonusing at them all. You can make some serious money. I mean, a 2-store manager or a top store manager can make some serious money. And I'm talking like you don't have to do anything else in your life. You can just do that.
And then she did it when she was pregnant too. And then she turns around and
Minecraft.
She did a good thing, though. Staying home with the kids is absolutely important. Absolutely.
This is going to sound really tacky. Do you know how I do my interviews when I interview for salespeople? I grab whatever's in front of me and tell them to sell it to me. That's all I do.
You know what I do if I went to a job interview? I'm waiting for him to say, well, show me your leadership skills. I said, well, good. I just hired myself.
That's good too. See, when I was asked, when I was offered a job at Victor like 6 months ago, I think I was talking to you about it. I was like, I was offered a job at Verizon. I didn't want it. And then they finally got me, and now I'm here, and I kind of like it. I like the atmosphere. I like the back. Now, I don't know what it's like not to be the top dog right now. So I could be different if I was a low dog. You know, it could be like, oh, Gary, you suck. But like I stand up. They got chats. I stand up and I scream. I'm like, I'm the best there is. I'm the best manager here, period. I tell them all that. I'm like, you guys don't even, you're not even on my level.
That's a good way to do it. But see, Kelsey, now when the kids get older and start school, maybe you should go back and take it back and turn it back up there again. Turn it into a great store again.
Yep, she knows what I'm talking about, the ranking. Now, I came from the AT&T side, and where I didn't get paid for anything. Nothing. And Victra makes it a very good. I just put on an application or a job posting on Facebook just today. I'm looking for salespeople.
AT&T rocks though, because that's what I got, man.
I still have AT&T, but I'll be switching over to Verizon. See, they can't sell you a pen, and that's a Wolf thing. I can teach sales, but I can't teach will. So if you have the will to do something, I can teach it to you. And this is why the CEO and the uppers are like, who is this guy? What's he doing? They put me in this program because the store before I got there was crappy, and they put me in this program. Holly, welcome to boom.
Hello.
So, yeah, it's one of them things that rocks on. I mean, Victor treats me good. I like it, but I don't want to do this for the rest of my life. I'm just good at it, and I'm not even being cocky. I mean, I'm good at fixing companies. I'm good at looking at something and looking at numbers and fixing companies. That's kind of why. And, you can talk to Miles that's in here now, which is awesome. I love seeing Miles. Miles is one of my favorite people in the world. But when I'm at shows, I sell all day. It's talking. It's having fun. It's what I do. And I give away stuff. That's always fun, too. But today, I don't know what we're going to talk about. 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah. I am the same way. I kick ass doing it, but I wouldn't want to do it the rest of my life. I've been in sales my whole life, but I just, if I could pay my bills and have my zoo, I'd be done. I don't want to be rich. I don't even want to be close to being rich. I don't care about money, and that sounds cocky. I just don't care about money. As long as I pay my bills and my kids are taken care of, that's all that matters. Why he's on the phone. I am going to be doing more YouTube. I want to become a YouTuber, guys. Do you think being a YouTuber is going to be cool? I want to become a YouTuber. I am going to become a YouTuber, and I'm going to make millions. I don't know why, but I'm going to become one. But anyways.
I heard that.
But anyways.
Kelsey, that was your husband.
But I bought myself a professional gimbal.
Something about ice fishing.
He wants to go fishing. Don't fish. Do you know what? I don't like fishing and hunting. There's enough food in the grocery. I'm just joking.
Not sure yet.
But I got myself a professional gimbal. I just bought it yesterday.
Yeah, congratulations on that.
So I can actually go out and do what I need to do. And I should turn this light there. That didn't change anything anyway. But I buy all professional gear. So I was looking at this gimbal. It was called an M2. It's Crane M2. And I wanted it for my M50. That's what I wanted for it. But the M50 pushed the limits to this gimbal. And it was right there at the weight limit. So I couldn't change the lenses. So then I was going to go to the Crane V2, which is the version 2. And I'm finding them for $180 to $200 used. And I'm like, okay, cool. I'll just buy new batteries for it, right? Because you can actually control the camera and everything. And so then I was talking to a friend on YouTube because I'm going to become a YouTuber. But on YouTube,
I think we should both become professional YouTubers.
Yep,
I tried. I really did. I'm not kidding you either. Becky was like, dude, it's getting monotonous. When we did 600 and some vlogs, not including the regular videos, every single day. That's a good idea, but you know what the problem is with that? I mean, I'm kind of losing my hair now, and I don't want to pull it all out. Gary keeps his head shaved so he don't have to do it. I can pull it out.
But yeah, I was looking at the version 2. I don't know if I was talking to you during it, but I was like, I want the version 2. And I started looking, and one of my friends on YouTube, it's a professional YouTuber. He is a professional videographer. And he goes, don't buy the version 2. For a couple $100 more, you can get the plus. It's the version 2, but it has tracking on it. I can put my phone on top of my camera on this gimbal, and then the phone app can track me, and the gimbal will move and follow wherever I walk without me being there. It's a cameraman. And I was like, cool. So I went back to eBay and I looked it up, and I found one for $150 in perfect working order.
That's good.
I was like,
what? See, here's the problem, though. If you become a professional YouTuber, you could never go to Miles and videotape nothing because it won't track him because he's a ghost.
He's a ghost. He's a ghost. I do need to get Miles Ghost here. I was doing like a pun on word. I forget we were talking online, and someone said, because he posted, and social media sucks. I agree with everyone that says that. But he hasn't posted in a while, and he made a post, and people were like, oh, it's good to see you. And I'm like, Miles is a ghost.
Yeah, that was the other.
Yeah, it was a pun because he has ghosts. And
yeah.
Oh, I thought it was fun.
Poof.
Miles is a ghost. So yeah, the full Frank thing, guys. I don't know. I don't know.
I found a great video on the lemon frost and everything about it done by scientists that are trying to track cancer, like skin cancer in humans, and they're trying to find out how it spreads and how to cure it and all this kind of stuff. And it was because of the lemon frost they're making breakthroughs. But it explains why you can never breed that out of the animal. You'll never breed that out, no matter how hard you try. You can't get that out of there.
It won't. Now you're going to get really mad at me here. I understand what Frank's doing. Do I agree with it? I don't. I understand. He wants to be recognized for something. He wants something. He made the choice and chose some really bad genetics. Okay. And he wants to not, he doesn't have it in him. He doesn't have it in him to say, I made a mistake. I'm going to move on. He doesn't have that in him, but he has it in him to keep going.
Don't you think, though, with a situation like that, now, I give everybody a fair shot. I do. Don't you think he should have did it, and then when he figured it out, then come out with all his documents and everything, and even videotape document it and just save it all, and then go through the whole process and show everybody what he did to fix it, instead of coming out right away saying this is what I did?
That's a double-edged sword. I would say if he did fix it 100%, he would be looked at. If he bred it all and he had 100% proof that the tumors are no longer with the lemon frost that he breeds, he would probably go down as a hero in leopard geckos because he saved the morph. Now, I don't think the morph's worth saving. It's a morph. I could care less. I don't. But now here's where, if he doesn't save it, or even if he does save it, they're going to ask how many animals died or got tumors to fix this morph that truly isn't that needed.
Why does he think that? Why do you think people get obsessed over the morph of the lemon frost? Not just Frank in general, but I've heard of other people saying it too. But I don't get what
it's different. It's different, and there's not that many morphs that come out in leopard geckos. People think new morphs create more drive, just like the ball python market. But okay, I'm sure Miles can, and I'm sure most breeders, true breeders, can name every single gene morph in leopard geckos. Now, can we name all the lines of tangerine? Probably not, because there's a new line every day. But we can name every single gene morph and every polygenetic morph there is. Ball python people can't do that.
No,
I guarantee I can ask a ball python, and they're like, blah, 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 blah. And that's where it's at. They're like, we need 1,000 morphs or the hobby's dying. We need this. It's not true.
Mm-mm.
And the lemon frost is different looking, but to tell you, okay, truth be told, I bid on it when it was at through my brother. My brother was at Tinley. I bid on it.
I have a buddy who bid on that too. Got
Um,
when it went over $6,000. He stopped bidding on it.
There's no way. I was like, my brothers kept telling me, he goes, yeah, but this is insane. You'll be the one to release it. And it had nothing to do with, at this time, we didn't know that there was tumors. We just didn't know. Lemon Frost was definitely one of the most different looking morphs too. Yeah, 100%. But when I seen the Lemon Frost that came out of Steve Sykes stuff, I was like, some of them are ugly. I didn't like it. I didn't like the eye thing. I didn't like that. I didn't like it. Just didn't hit me, so I didn't want to deal with it. This was before the tumors were known. But I was bidding on it. There's no way, though. My brother kept saying, oh, we'll make the money back. You take that male and breed it to 30 females this year, and the theory's right. Leopard geckos will always be the one that crashes faster than any other line. The prices will come down faster than any other animal.
Now, did Gourmet Rodent know about the tumors before they?
There's theories. I can't speak on it because I don't talk to Gourmet like that. I can't speak on it. Did they know? They probably seen it. Gourmet Rodent is a mass producer. Let's just be honest. They're a mass producer. They have contracts like Petco and PetSmart. Mm-hmm. They got the big contracts. So at a certain point, you don't get to have one-on-one with the animals, but they did have one-on-one with the Lemon Frost. They knew it was different. Okay. They knew this was different. They auctioned off the male. I think it was a male they were auctioning off, and then they ended up doing a pair. I forget before it was going to be one, and then it ended up being two. But he didn't get both of them right away. I forget the exact details of how it went that day for that. But do they know? No. Did Sykes know when he was selling them? It's a hard one too. He's never told me personally. I've only heard through the grapevine.
Now, did that just pop up out of the blue, the Lemon Frost, Jeanette? Or
yes, it just popped out. Just like, I mean, they produce so many geckos breed at Gourmet Rodent. Stuff just pop out, just like in the wild. Yeah, that's where all the big stuff comes out of. You just keep breeding stuff, and stuff pops out. You get lucky. Just like the Cypher popped out of John's stuff, but that came out of the Marble Eye stuff. And
there's Todd.
What's up?
Hello, Todd. He wants to come on the show.
Yeah, let's make it happen. So I mean, at that time, right after that bidding war, shortly after that, I lost my collection. And when I came back into it, I thought white and yellow, I had to have it. So I bought white and yellow right away. Mm-hmm. And I should have done more research. Now I have which I was wrong. We got to correct that. It was not from Sykes. It originally come from a line of a friend, Jeff Scott. A lot of people, some people will know him, some people will not. But it came from his lineage, the white and yellow I have. So I have that, and I do have a white and yellow line in my Tremper stuff that is clean and good and no spinning. But my Bell stuff, I took off the market, and I gave them away as pets. So
now, do you think that's a specific line that does that? Do you think it's because it's with the Bell that it does something?
No, it's just the white. There's certain white and yellows that do it.
Okay.
John Scarborough did a write-up on it. If you guys go to geckobow.com, there's a write-up on that and how he feels that you could breed out of the white and yellow. That it wasn't tied to the white and yellow. There's theories on how that happened too. I think the white and yellow looks like the Enigma, and a lot of people bred Enigma to it. I don't know.
Okay. Now, this leads me to what I was thinking with the Lemon Frost. You breed the Lemon Frost, you get ones that don't look like Lemon Frost, but that genetics travels over to the non-looking. And then when he puts that out into the market, people will be getting these and start breeding them with stuff, and then they'll have the tumor issue with all their stuff, and that's how it's going to wreck. That's how come it could wreck the hobby. And he from what I got, he didn't understand how it could wreck the hobby, and I'm like, this is how it can wreck the hobby.
See, that's the thing. Why do you think it's hard to sell me a gecko? I mean, it is hard for me to. I mean, I'll buy a gecko and then I won't breed it. I have I have a gem snow, guys. A gem snow possible het tremper. I've had for 4 years and never bred it.
May I ask why?
Because I have gem snow. I got my gem snow stuff from Mile, and I know Mile stuff, and how it is. The person I got this other gem snow from was, and it's a female, and I just don't feel like I bought it as a male. Okay, and it ended up being a female. I should have checked there. I was like, I should have checked, but I mean, it's not hard to sex a leopard gecko, So I just trust him. Like, oh, it's a male. Cool. I can test a male. Turned out to be female, and how it take years to test it. And gem snow's not that rare of a gecko, so it just kind of sits here.
That's why I would only trust a certain breeders with certain, getting stuff from, because you can get some stuff that's messed up, and then you're like, what the heck?
I don't. I
trust you. I trust Heidi, Adam, Miles.
I got females from Miles, 100%. Miles is honest where it comes from. I got females from Heidi. I'm trying to think here. No, because I'll say this right now. I got animals from Pat Klein. They're gone. I don't have them anymore. I got from Pat Klein. I was like, I'll test them out. Because they were amazing looking geckos. Okay, and I'm like, oh. And then I just started thinking to myself, I'm like, do I want to keep the male and waste, 2 years on it and blah, blah, blah. And I just got rid of them.
I like Pat to a point, but like I told you before, I asked him a question. He got nasty with me, and I was like, well, whatever then.
I mean, I don't get Matt Sasselbeck, Matt Baronic. Someone called him Matt Sasselbeck over and over on a video. Which that's another reason I do not like what Frank does. He just put out a video. Someone messaged me and said that he was talking about the Clown, G Project, and now the Joker. That has all to do with Matt. I'm like, and he's like, well, I feel that this is in it, and I'm going to get the ingredients and make my own. Fair enough, but it's not going to be a Clown. It's not going to be a G Project. It's not going to be what Matt's calling a Joker. I think Matt's calling something a Joker. Matt's a lot of things, but he's not going to lie.
Mm-mm.
So I just thought that was that video was like, I mean, I don't know. I like my stuff though, my tangerine line stuff.
Yeah, tangerine line stuff's insane.
I don't even know what the Joker line. I have to get over there and look at it because I don't know what he said about it. The first I heard about it was sad is from that video, and now I'm in a rabbit hole because people are sending me videos of Frank, and now I'm like watching the last 3, and I'm like, oh, Gary, stop it. I need to take a break from social media, except for YouTube because I'm going to become a YouTuber. I'm just so messing with people.
Yeah. I'll tell you what did happen. I'll tell you what happened with me.
No.
My Periodor picked when I hatched out this year, laid an egg. Not that it was a fertile egg. It was just laid an egg. And she's about 5-6 months old. I'm going to let her go another 6 months before I pair her up. And we'll see what happens.
Pick the breed like rabbits.
That's what they say. I only got one.
Pick the breed like rabbits. I'm not going to breed geckos anymore. I'm going to sell them all, and I'm going to breed a Knowles. Or is it a Noli? Is it a Knowles or a Noli?
I always call them a Knowles.
That's what I call them. So.
The little green Knowles?
Yeah.
Or are you going to do Cuban Knowles?
The cheap ones.
No, then the little green ones.
Yeah.
Little green and brown ones. Mm-hmm.
I've been looking up them satins too. I'm really looking into them satins. I really want to know what the satin makes.
If really it totally makes a smooth animal, like I told you before, I don't know if it will or not, but will the animal, 1, have trouble shedding, and 2, will it lose its eyelids?
Yeah, I don't know.
Or eyebrows or whatever you want to call them.
Yeah, I'm interested. I'm interested. They piqued my interest. The satins. So I'm hoping that is the thing.
Okay. I'm not going to say the satin, but like if you did a super satin type of thing,
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. The super satin would be. We don't know what's going to be like. The bumps are all gone.
What?
I'm not bitchy.
Huh?
I'm not sarcastic.
What a
Bitch-tastic.
bitch-tastic.
Fantastic. Yeah, so I mean, everything's. And what the newest morphs? I don't even know what the newest morphs are.
I don't
coming
either.
out. I
I don't
mean,
either.
I everyone.
Well, he's talking about the gecko thing.
Yeah, everyone keeps telling me about the new. Let's see. Let's just go on Morphe Market and let's see what they got posted up for sale. We just lost. Oh, whatever. Morphedia. I already looked at that. I don't want to look at Morphedia again.
Well, I'm excited about my gecko. I finally found out what it was, the one that I got from the guy who lost a family member in his
Yeah.
house. So it turned out to be a black phantom, they called it. And the guy who produces them only lets a couple out a year. So I lucked out. Got a good one.
That's always cool. It looks like Brian's posting a lot of geckos. Jeez. Ooh. I see some a bell head eclipse that's pretty hot. Got some nice keratin in the tail. I see a bell head eclipse there. You got started getting some keratin there. Eclipse
Really?
head
You
blizzard.
want a karate chop?
There's a eclipse het blizzard, and that's the way you want to go.
Karate chop it.
It's an eclipse het blizzard het rainwater sitting right here.
You should
at
put it up on the screen.
$200. I'm going to right now. I am going to put this up.
Some geckos. Is the dog?
Look at this. Everyone should go to this guy. That's actually a really good price for that animal.
Ooh, that's a nice looking animal too.
Well, it's Eclipse Het Blizzard. So if you get another Eclipse Het Blizzard, you're guaranteed your blizzards are eclipsed. You're guaranteed it because blizzard's one of the ones that can have eclipsed eyes. They can fake you out.
Yeah.
And it's het rainwater. I mean, that's a pretty cool little combo there. Rainwater's is totally underrated.
I agree.
He's got another male here for $200. That male's actually cool looking. That's
I like him.
Freaking insane looking gecko. That het blizzard makes them spotties.
Do you know anything about this impeccable gecko guy?
Yeah, he's pretty cool.
Is he cool? Is he cool? That's all that matters.
Oh, he's got a trio of them held back. Oh, that's sweet. Oh, that makes me happy. That's exactly why I went that way with what I kept. See, that's what I'm telling you. You can guarantee that eclipse. Oh, geez. Oh,
that one's
guys. That there. If you want to, the way Miles stuff pops out to be het when it's possible het, that's pretty cool. That possible het cipher right there, 66%. Oh, that's actually a really good deal to get in the cipher stuff. All right, dude. All right, dude. All right, dude. That's all I got to say is right there is all right, dude. That's insane looking. I didn't know that he posted this stuff up. Everyone needs to just go here and buy his stuff up and then buy me a present. Look at this rainwater. Look at that. Look at this rainwater. Jeez. Look at that thing. That's insane.
That's insane. Now, do you think rainwater is underrated because of the whole rainwater thing?
Yeah, just because, I mean, people didn't breed it, and then all of a sudden they
That's nice too. I like that one.
I don't care. I mean, I get the marble eye thing. That's why it's priced at this price.
What's the price on it? Oh,
yeah, that is insane. I mean, if you have time to try to breed that, separate that, that's an insane price. That's like, and when I say insane price, I'm not saying bad. I'm saying like, wow, that's wow.
Tax time cometh.
Wow. The problem with rainwater is everything's at Tremper. Well, that's why you just got to buy rainwater. You just got to buy rainwater and start your own project.
Own projects. I got pure rainwater.
Oh, geez. Oh, you got another female right there. He's got another female right here.
And Facebook user, we don't know who you are unless you allow it to give your name.
Guys, for $1,500, you could have a pair or two female het cipher het marble. That's still insane.
Did you see the leopard gecko born without a tail? They had a picture of it on the
Yeah, that
website.
happens. I've had it happen before. It's a thing. I've had them hatch without a front foot before. The person I think of that did it the most or made it just hits in my head was Jeff Scott. Jeff Scott had one to call it Spidey or Spider-Man or something like that for
Okay.
the longest time. I believe you can. There's a way when you first start listening to it, ask you to see your name, or you can log into YouTube.
YouTube will let you. You can log into YouTube.
Dude, Miles, I didn't know you put them up, dude.
Gary's
Dude.
like, holy crap.
Them ciphers. Well, I've only had the tailless ever. I've only had one tailless ever. I had two, but one of them was like half a tail. Like it was like midway through, and then one was a stubby.
So what do you think causes that, if you don't mind me?
I don't know. I've been told, I've talked to a few people about small eyes. They think it's a vitamin thing.
Yeah.
And I don't believe that because all my geckos get the same. And it was just coming out of the white and yellow belt from one group. So I thought it was that. What are considered investment morphs in leopard geckos?
We were just talking about them, the cipher.
Cipher's an investment morph. Okay. There's a business side and a Gary side, and I'm sure a your side. I don't believe in investments if you don't like it. Because if you buy a gecko buy a gecko morph for just the value of the gecko, you're going to lose. You're going to lose because you're not liking that morph. I love blood trempers. I sell blood trempers probably for more money than anybody else out there. And I get it because I like blood trempers. I put more time into blood trempers. But then there's like the mangoes and the I forget all the other lines, but they're selling them for the same amount or more money than me because they like that line. So I say pick out the morph that you like and become an expert and a great breeder at that morph, and that's investment. That's the best way I can say it. I mean, Tangerine is really good at dismanagement line you want.
Well, anything can be an investment if you put your time and effort into making it the best it could be.
Hey, look at, he said they've been posting for months. Dude, I have been so busy with the grandkid thing and all that. I'm not even doing shows. I feel like I'm out of the loop. I honestly do. I feel like I'm out of the loop. I can't believe they've been posting months and no one's catching it.
Okay. But it's a mess. That's true, but still, when it comes to stuff like that.
The ASPS. Yeah, I rock at ASPS.
You see what Kelsey said there?
Yeah, the ASPS. Yeah. I don't stop. I sell everything. But the investment, it's just hard for me to say, hey, go invest this. When kids come to me and say, what gecko makes me the most money? I usually say none. And then when they say that, when I get a kid that comes up and goes, what morph should I breed? I'll say, what morph do you like? What do you like on my table? And whatever they go to, I tell them that's it. If I actually took, I've never done this. I should break down what morphs sell the most out from me. I don't know. I've never done it.
Well, and that depends on how well you make what they look like. So you can get the most expensive morph. If it looks like crap, it ain't selling. If it's not a good looking animal. And then it depends on what you do it. I mean, look what Heidi's done with the bold stripe. I'm serious. There's, absolutely phenomenal.
I have people joke with me all the time and say that I sell things for too high. Well, like you'll never see, like all my Raptors won't be priced the same either. And all my Bloods won't be priced the same. And all my Eclipse won't be priced the same. How I price my animals, and I'll tell you this right now, I don't care what anyone else sells geckos for. I go through my geckos before every expo, and I look at them, And I'm like, that's $100 animal. That's $150 animal. Oh, that's a $500 animal. This is a $200 animal. That's how I do it.
You price them to what you would be willing to pay for it, is what you're
Yep.
saying, and that's a good way to be.
And if you guys ever see something outrageous, it's because I want to keep it.
But then you might get the guy that comes along and be like, "I'll give you that."
It happens all the time. I put a blood up. I said 600, and then I wanted to keep it, so I double it. That's usually what I do. I double it. So I put up $1,200 first gecko off my table one day. And I was like,
well, that's a good problem to have, though.
I was like, come on. That's all I said. I was like, come on. And I was like, whatever, it's cool.
But you won't put nothing on your table and just put not for sale on there?
No. Well, no, I can't say that. When I took the Clouded in, I didn't sell it, and I took my what was it? I took my pure patty male one time, and I took maybe it was a bold stripe, a white and yellow. Before I retired the bell, it was like a bold stripe, white and yellow radar or something like that. I think I took that.
That's what he just said. That's what he just said. That's what we just said that. Yep. Whatever you do.
I literally just look at it and I'm like, oh, that's what it says sell for. Because I get people, it's like all the time goes, well, that was cheaper last time. Well, first, how do you know it's the same gecko? Oh, the ID. Shoot. That's what I always say. I'm like, shoot. But yeah, I just priced it. If you want it for that price I had last month, take it. I don't care.
Well, one thing I've learned over the 35 years is an animal's only worth what you would be willing to pay for it, or what someone else would be. So,
yeah, I'm a pricing, like when people say they're going to drive down a morph and when they're going to drive down this price, it's not going to happen because breeders like me that I don't care what you sell stuff for. I literally don't care.
I know what you referred to there, and we're going to talk about it. All right. There's a guy named, I don't want to say his name, Frank. Oh, did I say that? He's talking about the Black Knight, and he wants to drive the price down so that they're not $1,000, $1,200. Why? What's the point of driving it down so everybody can get it? You know, people who made that to where it's at today worked hard to get it there.
Black Knights are going to drop naturally anyway.
Yeah.
No more people that get it.
When they first came out and they were total black, they were $3,000-$4,000.
Well, there's still total black ones. The problem is that someone can only afford one, and then they'll breed it, and it doesn't create black animals.
No.
And let's see, if someone wants nicer geckos than me and sell them for less, so be it. Maybe I'll pick one up or two. Yeah, exactly. But there's so many black knights that are from the line, and you can start a great project with them, but they're not what I would pay money for. I mean, that's why I sell Cloudeds. I sell Cloudeds for $100.
Yeah,
first gen Cloudeds.
Elite Exotics over there. I don't know what he sells them for. He's from overseas in England over there. Yeah. I don't know what he sells his for, but his are definitely one of the blackest ones I've ever seen. I mean, when you hold them in your hand, it looks like you're missing part of your hand. That's how black it is. It's like, it's just like a black hole. That's pretty cool.
My issue is people are wanting to import from overseas, which is fine. But the Black Knight has very, very known issues. Very known issues. Females tend not to be fertile as well as a non-Black Knight animal. They have a head structure issue. And that's not saying don't breed them. But there's a issue. So when you bring them over here, we have to outcross them as much as possible to try to fix that.
So maybe we'll get Elite Geckos on here and discuss the whole thing.
Yeah, I actually talked to her a few times. I think Adam set that up. Elite Geckos,
Yeah, I talked to him too, and then I sent him the dates that we had discussed, and I'm waiting for him to get back to me.
Yeah.
So, and the times, because he's a different time zone, totally.
Yeah,
different.
we gotta. If I could get out of Verizon's sometime, we can do pre-recorded, and then we just sit in the chat while it's talking. The only thing is, we wouldn't be able to read chat why they do it.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I mean, I can import geckos. I can import them. I know. I got friends over there, and I don't know. It's just I have trouble. Like, oh, that's an orange gecko. I can make orange geckos. or like the Mandarin NDBE. I wanted to do NDBE, but there's issues with it. I still don't feel that my female I have here that's laying eggs is NDBE. It was sold to me as NDBE. It's not Eclipse. I think it's Marble Eye. So I don't have Marble Eye in my collection other than maybe that one. I don't have any Marble Eye. None. I don't have one.
And I'm going to be honest. I don't mean to pick on Frank in any way. I really don't, because I'm not like you. You and I have had this discussion before. I give everybody a fair shot. I don't, I like for the people to come on and voice their opinion. I'm not going to just go out and bash people or nothing. But when you constantly don't get the thought in your head, I even asked him, like, why do you think? Why do you have to be able? Why do you have to try to prove this with like the lemon frost? Why? What's the point? It's been bred 10,000 times to outcrossed animals, and it's still there. I don't know what you're trying to do. I don't get. He just lost me there. And Frank has a talent for YouTube. That's why YouTubers.
I get it, the whole YouTube thing and the direction of I told Wally way back in the day, I've taken classes on how to do video production. I know the light thing he's doing behind his thing and how, putting a speaker back there that has the light glowing and, creating an atmosphere is what it's called. And it grabs people's attention a little bit more. It's all basic stuff. And I think that he could take what he's doing and do a lot better with it. I just don't like how he finds out something for a week and then he spouts it off like he's known it for years. It just bothers me. I personally would not go off and make a video about the Joker, the clown, and the G Project and talk like I knew everything about it. I would tell you what I do know. The G Project, Matt. It's all Matt. The Joker's all Matt. It's a Matt dream. Matt thinks stuff in his head, and the freaking guy gets it. He's a freaking machine. Even though he might not like me, he's good for the hobby. He's excellent. Focus. There we go.
I have though asked questions of people, and I did videos about the answers I got from the people, and talking about what But I don't know. I don't know.
I wish he would stop. I mean,
I think he would be a very likable person, probably be very accepted into the community if he stopped doing that stuff. I think
he said, I think in one of our things, he said that I went to him and I didn't. I don't remember going to him first. I believe he was asking me questions. And then I would give him advice. And then he would ask me why I didn't like him one time or something like that. And I'm like, I believe this. And he would always tell me, you want me to do things your way or it's bad. I'm like, no, I could care less what you do. I don't care, but then I don't have to like it. I don't have to be your buddy. I don't have to do this. And you're going to have to deal with the consequences. I guarantee if I turned around myself, I would like to think I'm liked in the hobby. But if I turned around and I started breeding lemon frost, oh God, I'd be eaten alive. I'd be eaten alive. And my reputation on that point means a lot to me. That's why I don't breed things with known issues. I just don't do it.
And if you do find something with an issue, you stop immediately.
It's stopped. It's not worth it.
It's done.
I would rather stop breeding for a whole season, not produce nothing, and reevaluate my whole thing and get it done. I think Miles might be the only one that knows this, because it might have been said in like a chat that it's a chat. We'll just leave it at that. But I was breeding an Eclipse animal. We're trying to prove out that, I separated Tremper and Eclipse. Okay. And on like my 50th egg, I have to look at my records on my 50th or 60th egg, I got Eclipse. Breeding it to visuals, all visuals, I eventually got an Eclipse, so it had Eclipse. That is scary. Because that means on the 60th, around 60 eggs, I started popping them out.
So that means you have to go probably 200.
It's insanity that I produced 60. I bred them to raptors. And I'm like, well, so what? The reason I bred this animal to raptors and stuff was because I could sell the baby still, because it wasn't mixing anything. It was just Eclipse and Tremper. Okay. And I'm like, oh, I'm just getting Tremper. I'm just getting Tremper. I'm just getting Tremper. Awesome. I got a pure Tremper male. That's why I got him at like 40. I'm like, I got him. I was all excited, right? Nope. Back to square one. He's a 50. He was 33% het. And now he's 100% het. 100% done, gone. Stupid Eclipse. I hate Eclipse.
It's in everything. Now with the clouded line, right? Where do you see that? Where do you see that going? I mean, you see the price. First generation, you say you sell for like $100, right? But what about when you get up there, like the ones you got that are like chocolate looking?
The chocolate ones, I was offered $2,000. I turned it down just because I don't want the project out there. There's a very select few. You're one of the select few that actually have it and working with it, like I am. But I honestly feel with the people that actually have it, and just to let everyone know, I don't. To the people that do have it, they're not even close to being charged what people think they are. But I think you're going to take it a different way. You're going to take it your way, and you're going to mold it into something cool. And my other friend's going to mold it into something cool, and I'm going to mold it into something cool. And that meant more to me than selling it and making $1 billion. And I know it's not $1 billion, but making tons of money. I was like, you were interested in it, and a few other friends were interested. I'm like, okay, let's just make it happen. And I want to see what the project can do more than me saying, hey, guess what? I got this chocolate gecko. It's not black, it's brown. And here it is. And you pay me $5,000 a gecko. The hobby means more to me than the business. I got to show Dylan, the father to those animals that created the cloud, and when he was I got the mother. I had the mother. He's got the father still. People don't know. Impeccable Gecko has the original stuff that I found this, and I started creating and mixing it up. I bought the stuff from Dylan from Dab Exotics, and something weird popped out. And the first generation is really weird. Some of them turn like they're super snow. They are white with brown dots. It's insane. They create darker animals than my dark animals. It's insane. So I'm just working with it. It's just a project. It's just something I'm molding, even though the projects are dead, right? There's no projects. Mather is deceased. Mother is deceased. You have the daughter. I have the daughter. There it is. It's a super snow, which that super snow, she is such a sweetheart. Like, she is one of my favorite animals too. She literally, like, she'll come to my hand now. And the white and yellow, I got to tell him this because I haven't talked to him in a while. That white and yellow is a lug. He just like, I'll eat and I'm going to sit here. That's what he does. I'll eat.
I ain't doing nothing today.
He is so like laid back. But the clouded, my dream for the clouded, what I want to do with it, and the reason I took it into blood so quick is I wanted to create what the name is, like a clouded over orange look where the orange was peeking through the brown. In the dark, looked like a clouded storm cloud with the sun poking through.
And you're still working on that project?
Yep.
I know when I sent Miles a picture of the one I hatched out this year, and he's like, I hatched one out to look just like it, and he showed me, and it was all the black one, you know. He's like, cool.
It's just something I see, and I learned it from JMG, and Ron Tremper did it. You see a little something in a gecko, and you start breeding for it, and that might not have been a thing. That little thing might have been nothing, but it gave you the idea to start breeding for something. And that's what's cool about geckos. And, look, we got whatever that is. We're going to get rid of that. Block user. Boom. And the clouded is something I've been working on. I've been calling them clouded blood. Will admit I've been selling some clouded blood to some people that the one had a lot of emerine in it. And it was an insane looking animal, and they're going to do wonders with it. And it was dark. It was a dark blood, and they paid good money for it. But it wasn't what I liked. It wasn't what I was going for. So it doesn't mean it's a bad animal. It's just not what I was looking for with the project. I I just have certain looks. Like I like this new. I gotta post pictures of them. I don't even know what to call them. They are yellow geckos with brown and orange dots. Some of the dots are orange, and it was cool. So I kept that one, and I popped out another one. And where they came from was when I bred my M7 blood to Gen 2 clouded stuff. It just made this happen, and I'm like, and M7's like my oldest blood I have. And I'm like, well, that's cool. But I didn't catch it right away. So I bred that the second year and I got them again. And I'm like, cool. So I just took a pair of them, bred them, and I'm getting them again. And the orange is like getting more orangey spots instead of brown spots. It's like them brown spots are turning orange. But it's on a yellow background. So I'm messing with that too.
Kind of sounds like a confetti line of a crested gecko.
Yeah. And I like it. And I didn't want to put it out there and say, everyone's like, well, you should put it out there. I don't know. I mean, I don't do this for the money. Got a jet, brother. Hey, it was this.
There we go. Ghost is gone.
Hi, Ghost. I love Miles.
Later, Miles.
Miles is like
great.
That's family to me. I love that dude.
Yeah, you know what? He talks to me, tries to help me every time I got a question or anything, and he'll help me anytime I need
One
it.
of the most pure human beings I know is that guy. I'm protective of my friends like you and Miles and Dylan and Evan. Evan's my homie. That's someone I want to get on here. If he can, I want to get Evan on here.
Yeah, I watch his stuff, man. He's pretty cool.
Evan is. I wish I knew what that he does when I was his age.
Yeah, it would be great.
And I wish I had his attitude. I wish I had his demeanor. When I was younger, I thought I knew it all and I knew nothing. He knows a lot, and he's like, I just do what I do. I'm good. He doesn't he's just a total. I mean, if every young person was like Evan, it'd be different.
Yeah, it would be a different world, different hobby altogether, or business, or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, Evan's my homie. But you got some cool stuff going on, though. You got your crested geckos. You got them going. You got leopard gecko eggs coming.
Yep, I sent you pictures. Female, almost every female I have, when you do the little bend on them, you can see it.
That's awesome. It's going to be a big year for you.
Come on, don't. I hope. And then the crested geckos are dropping eggs, so that's a good one.
You're going to have a big year.
I hope so. It'll be fun. It's all fun.
There's a spider that's dropping down in front of me.
Oh.
He's too.
There he is. It's a cellar spider.
Yeah, he can. I don't kill spiders.
No, I don't either.
There you go, bud.
That's I get so much enjoyment out of it. The excitement of waiting for eggs, the excitement of breeding them. I mean, you get sick of hearing from me, I'm sure. Like, geez,
no, I don't.
Stop dropping eggs so I can hear.
It makes my day go by faster when you text me. If I'm like with a customer, I look, I'm like, oh, that's cool. Now that I'm by myself again, I don't know what's happening because the kid he's like, I'm not feeling well. He's probably watching this right now. I was like, crap.
The blood tangerine male, he's freaking a maniac when it comes to women now. Jeez.
Told you, once they get it, it's over.
You drop him in that tank, and that tail's like, and he takes off like a bullet after. Except he's still wild. He's still crazy. Out of all of them, he's the only one now. I got the two females calm, not him. He still is like, he's just like a wacko. I'm like, I hope you calm down someday.
M7 never does. M7 is psychotic.
That's a blood too, right?
That's the original. My original one I built the whole project off of.
Yeah.
So what I do is I didn't have a group of blood. So I had to breed it to like raptors and stuff and get het raptor. That's why it's all het, Tremper, or possible eclipse. Then I bred them back and I made this line and they look like that again. So they're bloods. Everyone's like, they're crosses. No, you can get back to that level again. You're fine. So I want to take them into Inferno and I want to take them into some other tangerine lines, but I don't know what I'm going to do with it yet.
I know. I sent you a picture of my rainwater, my tangerine rainwater male.
Yeah.
I think the female bit his tail, tip of his tail, because it
It'll be
was.
fun.
It's only about a half inch or so, a little quarter inch. It's just that real thin part, but yeah, it's kind of.
You'll have a little rounded area there. It happens. I think I don't catch it as fast when it happens to my stuff, but it's just them fighting each other. That's all it is.
And I probably didn't notice it either, because
Females
when I
are
did find it, I
jerks.
was like, "What the hell happened here?" I sent you a picture right away. I'm like, "What happened here?"
Yeah, what was funny is someone else had that happen to one of their geckos, and he texted me like 3 months ago, and I'm like, "You got them housed with someone else, don't you?" And he goes, "Yeah." I'm like, "There you go."
I don't keep them housed together, but just the breeding process. The only thing I can think of is a female grabbed it, the bigger female, the one from last year.
Females are jerks. Females are jerks. You'll be this is your first year hatching rainwaters, right?
No, I hatched one last year.
Oh, that's right, you did.
One.
They're gonna.
I got 2 eggs. Only one hatched. The other one came halfway out of the egg and died halfway out of the egg.
Oh yeah. The rainwaters. They tend to hatch out normal, and then they start getting orange around that 20 gram. They just get orange. Let's see. Then you got the clouded. They'll go through tons of changes.
Yep.
They're like mood rings. Then you got the bell stuff. You'll be hatching radar stuff here soon.
Yep.
Radars are fun. I just love radars. I'm a radar nut.
That female radar that I got now, she's just also, you can see the little eggs in there.
And the radar should give you. I mean, I have radars, some that give me 22 eggs, one female.
Ooh, that's a lot.
Some of my radars just pop out, and they don't lose weight. And the reason is because I take the animals that lose weight, and this is another secret of mine, that if they don't recover well, they're gone. I sell them as pets because I don't want to deal with them having to do that every year.
Well, that female last year gave me 14.
Yeah.
And she didn't lose any weight. Matter of fact, she's been constantly gaining since.
I make sure I try my best to make that stuff happen. I try my best to make sure the best eaters, like my males, they're all fat and happy all year. I can breed males all year round. People are like, "Oh, this male's got to stop because it's got to recover." Whatever. I'm totally good, and my males don't lose weight.
Yeah, mine don't either. But the females, the female, the Max Snow female that the clouded, she has surpassed the males in size. She is just huge. I'm like,
the whole clouded line's huge. They're all huge. Yeah, the clouded stuff gets huge. I just hope I patch out some dark stuff. I should put up the Black Knights I have. I have that trio still.
Oh yeah, you were telling me about it.
I have a trio of Black Knights. I used them. Well, the females suck. I got 1, maybe 2 eggs total out of them both. And the male I bred to the clouded, it does nothing. Like nothing. I bred to I bred to my best looking female, like my best. And they hatched out normal.
Now, they're not Black Knight at all.
Well, they're Black Knight. There's Black Knight in them. They're darker than normal. They're darker than normal, but I thought, my chocolate brown animals would do good with black. Because, I mean, right out of 10, I would say my Black Knight's like a 6, my male, 6, 7. Yeah, they're not dark at all. I got 14, 15 babies out of it. And the females aren't garbage to animals, but they're garbage breeders. So, and
I've heard that about most of them.
They're like 5, 6 rated too. I picked out a trio I needed, and it just didn't work out. And but if I take them to a show and put pet gecko on them, oh, that's a Black Knight. That's what they're gonna say. Oh, Gary, you're selling a Black Knight for $50? That would go up onto YouTube really fast.
Yes, it would be.
Orn Exotic selling Black Knight for $50.
So, I want to expand in my crested geckos, of course.
Yeah.
I got some nice looking stuff. I really want to add some really more nice looking stuff to it, and that's what I talked to you about the other day. And I got to find myself a male gargoyle gecko.
Yeah, since you turned out to be female, a male's going to be easier to find.
try to get one that looks like her.
That's not happening.
That's cheap, you know.
Yeah,
Well,
you
not
won't.
cheap, but lower than $900. It's
That's
yeah.
gonna be a tough thing to do.
That's why I said maybe I should just get another one, male, and just breed her, and hopefully some of the babies come out looking like her.
Yeah. I would find a male that you like and breed it. I mean, you can always breed the female the year after that, you know.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. You wouldn't waste it. It wouldn't be wasting her.
No.
Breeding her to another male because it's not like she's going to retain anything.
No.
I say go for it, dude. Get
Yeah.
yourself a. I like the silver males.
I know you were telling me you like the silver the silver ones. Yeah, they're cool.
Every
Very
single
cool.
person's like, them aren't the cool ones. I'm like, I don't care. That's what I
They're
like.
cool. It doesn't matter what they think is cool. It's what you think is cool.
Exactly.
Facebook user, what's your name? Don't worry about being late.
Shoot, I'm late. You're fired. I don't care who you are. No, I'm playing.
It's probably Leo.
Leo's fired. Oh, look at this.
Did you see him?
Oh, man.
He was all excited today.
No, I didn't see what I haven't been online much at all.
Yeah. Yeah. See, Leo, do you want me to tell him or you can tell him or it doesn't? You don't have to tell him if you don't want nobody to know. I knew it was Leo just by shoot. I'm late.
See, if anyone's into programming, see, I have a Python cheat sheet here.
Now, you know, when I first read that Python cheat sheet, I thought it was something to do with like ball pythons or something, like a quick guide or something.
No, it's like, see?
He's sending you pictures now.
I can't even say yo habla español. I think he speaks Spanish. Spanish.
I'm sure he does.
Leo's
cool, though.
Leo's
like
one of my
Leo.
favorite people, too.
Yep,
I'm glad I met that dude.
So am I. I'm glad, you know, because he contacted
now,
me like every day.
I made a competitor. You know.
Yeah, he's out doing stuff already.
Someone just told me Happy New Year. Uh-oh. I see it. I like it. That's good news. I like when people get eggs. I love it.
It's always awesome.
Yeah, I got so many people that message and text me and say, hey, I got eggs, and that's my favorite ones. Them are my favorite texts.
Well, hopefully once stuff gets rocking and rolling this season, I'll be sending you pictures every day. Hey, look at this.
That's my favorite stuff. I like seeing it. And I was talking to like Dylan, and I missed the expos already. I don't know when I'm going to be back. Like this month, just today, calling for appointments for the grandkids and stuff. I got so much online.
He's got questions for you now. I've never he asked me, and I'm like, well, the ones that ever laid outside the box are usually duds. That's what I've noticed. I don't know if it's because I got there too late and noticed them, but he said these ones are good. So he wanted to know. He was asking me, do you think that it's something to do with the lay box, too much substrate in it, or not moist enough, or what do you think?
It could be too wet. It could be too wet, and it could be too dry. If that's not the issue, sometimes the animals don't like it being in the top. So I know this really sucks. It really does. They make a mess. Make the hole in the front or the side, and they can go in. But you get cocoa fiber everywhere. But you'll get your eggs.
Almost all of mine are cut in the front. I do have some that are cut in the top, but the ones that are cut in the top, I make sure that they get in it, because if they don't get in it, then I do it outside.
Like all my cave geckos are on cocoa fiber, and they still lay in the lay box.
Yeah.
So they still do it. They still lay in the lay box.
That's good, actually.
I was always worried about them. Now my leaf tails and stuff, they lay wherever the hell they want to lay, and my tokays lay wherever they want to lay.
Now my cresteds will all go in the lay box, and I know when they're in there because I leave it all bumpy. When it's smooth, they go through that whole lay box, no matter how big it is, and pat the whole thing down nice and smooth.
Cresteds do that a lot. That's how I tell if they laid. If I look in there and I see them, I'm like, oh, I got eggs. If I don't see them, I'm like, I don't need to check.
That's what I do too. I look, I'm like, nah, don't need to check.
But I don't. I'm lazy too. If the crested geckos, I'm like, oh, I don't need to pull them today, because I'm just gonna pull them and I'm gonna put them on the shelf. That's all I'm gonna do.
Yeah.
That's why I hate. Oh, I hate it. I'm gonna try the hole inside. Yeah, the hole on the side might change the whole gig. I got I want to say 10% of the collection that does that, and it's a pain in the butt because Here I'm gonna get yelled at by somebody again. I don't use substrate at all in my big tubs for geckos. I
What?
don't use substrate at all. But the ones that I know, the ones that I put the holes in the side, I'll put paper towel because it makes my cleaning up easier.
Mhm.
But all my breeding geckos don't get paper towel or nothing in the bottom of their tubs.
Can I tell you I do the same thing, and can I tell you why I do that? Because the males do so much scenting in there that if you have paper towels or paper in there, it's hard for them to do it. And every time you change it up, then they're spending their whole time marking up the territory again instead of getting it in with going on
Yep.
with the girls in there. That's
Now
just my opinion.
I have tried the Luno gecko method where I take the female and put them with the male.
Mm-hmm.
I think I'm gonna have to really try with that because I'm not liking it as much. Because then I got to go down there and I take the female out, put it in the next day. Because how I do it is I'll have these 5 tubs are going to be this male, and I'll go in there one night, put it in, come home from work, take that male, put it in the next one, and that's what I do. But I found that the male's not as aggressive breeder if I put him in the female in the male's cage.
I was going to say that. I think putting the male in the female's cage, he gets more aggressive. And if you really want to make him aggressive, just another thing, take the female out and drop a male in there so he leaves it sitting there and then take him out, put the other male in there, and then he goes really crazy.
That's I like that trick. So I mean, I think I need to go on a buying spree and buy some new males. That's what I need to do from Miles.
Mm-hmm.
Why is BHB all over this? BHB is everywhere. All they got is yellow geckos. I've seen the best stuff. Pet only wild eye. Import Inferno. An imported Inferno? Who's the Reptile spot?
I don't have any idea. Never even heard him before.
I don't know. Half these people. Whatever. I'm done with it. Oh, Geckopia. I know them. Snow Black Knight. $210. Oh, right here. Here's a snow, which is probably a max snow. Black Knight Outcross. 66% head eclipse. And I'll show this real quick. This is a Black Knight snow. I have clouded darker than that.
Yeah. But now if he bred that to another Black Knight, it would be darker again, though, right?
That's what I would assume. I don't think Geckopia is going to rip anyone off, so I trust him.
No, I trust. Yeah, Geckotopia is good. There's Dab Exotics, got some stuff right there.
Let's see. That's actually a cool gecko. I should tell him you got bull stripe, head eclipse, possible tremper. It's not a bad price. It's $125. Let's see what else we got. Black Knight Het Blizzard. That's actually a weird combination. Let's see. That's an actual nice bold, and he's only selling for $150. That's a deal. That's a deal. And I know the line, so that I would trust that female. If anyone's looking and want a good bold, that's a deal. I mean, I know that line. Tanisha, get some geckos.
Yes. Now you know that gecko I got that I like. That's my favorite one I hatched out this year. Do you think that is going to be able to be passed down? Because
what's that?
The one that I hatched out this year, the one I like that I says my favorite one I hatched out this year.
Oh yeah, it can be. You just work at it, keep breeding, and you'll get a gecko like it. And yeah, I mean, you hatched out that one white and yellow that looks just like Dad.
Yeah,
identical. Yeah. So,
and then I got the other white and yellow that's almost all white.
Yeah, I mean, white and yellow messes with things. And do you want to know the truth about that? Because Brian's geckos came from Matt.
Yes, I had heard that.
There's nothing else I can say about that other than that. And Matt is very loyal to Brian. Where's the other one I was going to look at real quick? There's something I was looking at here. Maybe I missed it. Maybe I was looking at something else.
There you go. Go up.
Oh, I'll go back.
Did you switch? Oh, now if you go up, there you go.
Right here.
Up one more.
Yes. Black Knight Super Snow.
Yeah, there we go. $250. So I guess the prices did come down.
Yeah, Black Knight Super Snows, Super Snows, G Project. See, this is what really bothers me. This is not a G This is not a G project, and it's a really bad picture anyway. But that's not a G
Yeah.
project. Let's see. More Brian. Gecko, etc. Mandarin, Sunburst. I mean, I guess.
Now, does it upset you, or have you heard anybody express how many that Brian actually puts up, and how cheap they are compared to what other people put up?
It don't upset me because it doesn't affect my sales. Like Brian doesn't affect me at all. Like everyone, I never get anyone going, well, I can get from Brian Barczyk. I can get it for $100. I never heard that. Not even once. Because
Now-
I think the serious breeder, the serious person wanting to get into it, know Brian's genetics aren't clean.
Okay.
If you want just a pet gecko, I mean, are they healthy? I mean, Brian does put out some healthy animals. Okay, are they plump like ours? I mean, we can argue that most of ours are overweight.
Yeah,
So,
I'll say,
but
no
I
doubt.
mean, let's see. Now I want some geckos. The one that I saw on TikTok. Let's see. Well, I know that, but the girl he has breeding them don't know. Yeah, I guarantee that. I agree with you there. And how many geckos does Zion set up? I honestly don't know a number.
I'm sure it's in the thousands when you.
I can the facts I can tell you is when he got the geckos, they were not labeled, and I only could tell him what they were visually were. And since I knew where they came from and I knew Matt, I could kind of say what they were. But I told him, I'm like, I only could tell you what's white and yellow, what's tangerine, what's this, what's that, what's this. I went over 500 geckos, adults, with these. I went through 500 geckos with these, and I stopped, and I left that day. Did I was like, oh, this is a white and yellow, or this is a blizzard, and this is this. And could I tell him what rainwater was and bell was and all this good stuff? Pretty much, because I knew what he was breeding for, and I knew what the look was. You know what I'm saying?
Now, why would he send them over to him without marking them all and letting them know what they are exactly?
Matt was going through a really tough time. That's all I
Okay.
can say. He was going through some stuff. But I don't know if Matt didn't mark them or if Brian just put them away and didn't track it.
Oh, okay.
I don't
got
know.
what you're saying. Could have been either way. All right.
Yeah, and I mean, did he have some stellar animals? He had some stuff that was like, wow. I mean, he had some wows, some bangers. But this was back in 2000, what, 13, 14?
Mm-hmm. So, somewhere around there.
So yeah. But how many does he put out? I honestly couldn't. I don't know. I'd be lying if I made a number up.
In the one video that he did, he pulled 1,000 eggs in one day.
That's insanity.
That's just one day.
Yeah, that's a lot of geckos. So if he pulled, let's say he pulled 1,000 in one day, so that's going to be at least 500 females, at least, and that's if each one gave you 2 eggs. So let's just say at minimum 500 females. So at 500 females, and on the low end, if he got 6 eggs per, that's 3,000. If he got 6 eggs per female, that's 3,000 geckos, and we know it's more than that.
Yeah, I think he did a video saying he produces over 5,000 geckos a year.
That makes sense. That makes sense.
But again, that's why his prices are lower too, because he's got to keep stuff moving.
Well, that, and he's a wholesaler. It's his wholesale clientele.
Yeah, that makes a difference too. Yeah,
because I do have wholesale too, but I could take my wholesale, and I've been told this by people that have seen my wholesale. So you could sell that at shows. I know. I know I can. I know, but how many? More than me.
I know that the one that I was talking to you about earlier, that I produce, is my favorite one. I get more comments of people contacting me, asking me if that one's for sale or anything like that. see if I can find it here. It's on here somewhere. Nope, that's too far back. When you got 10,000 pictures of geckos on your phone, you know you take too many pictures, man. And that's what I do.
Dude, I like Brian. The personal issue he has with me beside, I mean,
I think he's a cool person. He's very passionate about his animals.
I won't make up rumors about him and make up lies about him to make myself look good. If someone comes up to me and goes, Brian Barczyk hates animals, that's the farthest from the truth. They're talking out their butt. If they come to me and say Brian Barczyk is a YouTuber now, 100%.
That's his life now.
For views. He does things for views. And I'm not saying that's a bad thing. I'm not saying it's a good thing. I'm not saying nothing about it. It is just a thing. It is what it is.
Well, that's what he likes to do. And if that's what he likes to do, then so be it. And he opened a zoo. I personally think he's going to cut way back on his production, like you were saying last week, was it, or the week before? Yeah. And start doing more and more stuff like what he's doing. Yeah, that one. That's my favorite one I hatched out all year.
And see, that's the thing. Brian does create wanting to get in the hobby. He reaches people and puts a good light. I don't care what people say, a good light on the hobby from people that don't know about the hobby. His zoo is amazing, and I've never been there.
You know who's I want to go to? I'm going to go to Emily's.
Emily's would be fun. I've never been there. How can I put it?
Thank you, Tanisha.
People put down Brian. I think some of it's because of jealousy.
I'd say a lot of it's because of that.
What would most of us do to have what Brian has? Now, did I agree with him starting? I don't even know if he got it or not, but did I agree with him putting up them GoFundMe's to fund his zoo? No. The reason I don't is because he's going to profit from it. Okay, you're going to profit from it. It's a business. If you're going to let people walk through your zoo for free, then do the GoFundMe's. You know, but that's just my opinion. That doesn't mean what he did is wrong. No. I mean, Brian Barczyk, it's hard to say because I knew him before YouTube. I knew him before he was big. Well, I can't say that. He's always been a big breeder. Well, I can say that too. I knew him before he was a big breeder. I was a young punk 16-year-old kid running through Columbus, Ohio, but I did know him, and he just had tables at Columbus, Ohio. You know what I'm saying? That's what it was. And Don Hamper and stuff, people picked on him because he was a ball python breeder. Everyone says, "Where's that?" Well, look where it went.
Can I tell you what Brian's really good at?
What's that?
Getting kids involved into the hobby. Kids flock to him like just a woo. They think it's the greatest thing in the world. Did you see he did a video the other day and he went into a show and the kids would look like they were about to pass out. Like he was a superhero to them.
Brian Barczyk is awesome at that. He can Brian Barczyk, this is something else I love about Brian. He can actually talk to me, turn around, talk to kids, then talk to people that's not in the hobby and have everyone's attention. He's very good at it. The things I think the reason a lot of some people got mad at Brian is because he was a big breeder. He bred in racks. We all do. He kept monitors in racks. He kept bearded dragons in racks. He kept big 16-foot Burmese pythons in racks.
I think that's the ones that did it when he had the African rock python in a rack and the retics in a rack. I think that turned a lot of people off.
Everyone did it though.
I know. Everyone did it.
Everyone did it. The difference was Brian Barczyk put it on video and put it out there.
Yeah. If he didn't put it out there, I think he would have saved himself a lot of headache.
Yeah. But you can admire a person that put out the truth. This is what it is. This is what we do. You want all them snakes that you like, all them snakes that you're saying, look at this and look at this, came from people like him.
And I'll tell you what else he had a problem with. He had somebody working for him that didn't take care of the section he was supposed to take care of, and then took pictures of sick animals and saying this is what Brian's got. And it was just to bring Brian down, and it really technically was not Brian's fault.
I will.
It was, but it wasn't, because he
It
should have been
wasn't. It
checking
wasn't
them.
his fault. Brian trusted a lot of people.
Mm-hmm.
Brian trusts a lot of people. He just does. He has a heart of gold. To tell you the truth, he just does. Okay. But that person that did that, I really looked down on. I was like, that's BS. That's why I never used that. It was like, Brian, stop talking to me. I could have said stuff and made it look like he was the devil, and it's not worth it because he's not. I've been there when he had a normal ball python female, normal, and he's trying to save its life.
Yeah. He's very passionate. He's just like Kevin. Kevin's so passionate about saving his animals.
He's like, this animal, it's just an animal. I got to save it. It can't die with me. It can't die with me. He was so big. There's no way. If you took this Brian and Lori and says, take care of all the, they couldn't do it. It wasn't enough time. And I mean, Brian's had people steal from him. People, workers steal from him, like steal animals. And the guy doesn't, just like, okay, don't work for me no more. That's all he did. Just don't work for me no more. Okay. I'm not even exaggerating there.
He's got a good heart. Or is he soft-hearted?
Yeah, like when I used to go to this place, I had open run to do whatever I wanted. I could take pictures. I could do whatever. Guys, if I wanted to, and if I could find, I had open run of everything. His office, you name it. The only office I didn't go into is Lori's, because Lori kicked my butt. But there's no reason to go into the offices anyway. But I could go through anything. I never seen anything that was like, oh, this is it's so sick it is dying. Or how about the mite thing? I never seen animals covered in mites. I've
had people call me and tell me, watch his video, zoom in, you'll see mites on him. I'm like, I don't know about that, but
no, I will say this: he probably had mites on something.
Well, he did a video. He had mites at one time. They came in on something, and he had to fight them, but he beat them out. They're not there anymore.
Right. Because he's got such a large collection. It's going to happen.
He's got buildings full of animals.
Well, now it's down in the basement and all that in the back. I don't know if he has him in the back room anymore. I don't know. But BHB, when I knew him, I didn't know him. Well, I know him, but I didn't go over to the new building. No, I knew him when he leased a big building, a huge building. It had an upstairs, had a downstairs. And I am not joking. It was huge. Huge. The ball python room alone was huge. When I say aisles, I mean aisles full of it. RJ, I held RJ when he was 3 foot. I got a picture somewhere of me holding. I probably can find it while we talk. But I mean, the guy's a lot of things, but he's not an animal abuser. He's just not.
No.
Did he do things wrong? Sure. But it was during that, oh, now you need to cage them this way. Just like now it's bioactive this, bioactive that, bioactive that. I'm telling you guys, if we buy all the leopard gecko breeders bioactive, Tangerine's going to cost you $2,000.
Now, I did see a buddy of mine who put his, he had to get a snake die because of substrate swallowed it. So that's stuff you got to watch out for when you bioactive stuff too, to a point. Because it happens in a wild. People think, well, it lives in a wild like that. Out of 20 eggs that are hatched in a wild, only one makes it to adulthood. So,
100%. I mean, it's just crazy what people think. And I'm trying to see if I find it, and I don't know if I can find it. Like everyone, oh, here's RJ. There we go. So there's RJ.
There he is.
And this was at Brian's old shop.
Old build, because there's the blue tub that he had them in. He had 3 of them.
That was a blue tub, and behind me, I don't believe them were ball pythons. I believe them were boas.
Are they boas or bearded dragons?
No, boas. Bearded dragons were in the back of the shop.
Okay. Okay.
These little units behind me, that's right behind me with these things, were units to treat our eyes. There was medication put in this. It was a fogger, so they would breathe that stuff in. It would cure our eyes. That's what them are. I've been asked so many times about, we got to look at us. We got.
I took care of it already.
Cool.
Got it.
But that's one of this was taken in there it is 3/21/2014. It's actually dated and everything. The people that talked on it, Sarah Hutta, Nicole, let's see, Stephen Kelly, Martin Smith, these people and you 1 year ago. I posted this up again 1 year ago, that's why. This was way back in the day, but if you notice, it's missing a foot. RJ's missing a foot.
Yeah.
So there was other Gators there, but I liked RJ. That's the one I liked. So
that's probably why he kept him, because he liked him too.
And if Brian contacted me today and says, "Hey Gary, let's just let it be," I'd let it be, and I'd be a friend. I'd talk to him in a heartbeat. I mean, if my old YouTube channel, when I was huge, I only got 400 subscribers. When I was big, I wish I could find the old videos. I have it where it's like a TV, and I'm doing like a talking video, and I edited it. I should have just put a DVD player and hit play and made it do it that way. But I edited it where Snake Bites came on that TV, and I'm like, "Oh, guys, gotta go! Snake Bites is on." And it was the same time that he was posting his video. I did it, so it ran that time. So I said Snake Bites is on, and then I went and it just premiered. And that's type of stuff I did.
That was cool. That's cool.
He
helped us out. Becky's mom house burned down, and I asked him, if he could do a because we were having an auction for her, and he put it on his channel. He's like, "Look, these guys need your help. Go over," and he did. He's very cool.
So I know some people are gonna get mad at me because I say Brian's not totally a dumb guy. He's not. Now, is he different than he was 20 years ago? 100%.
I guarantee you're different than you were 20 years ago, though.
100%. Would I trust him with my animals? 100%.
Oh yes, he's very much
so. Do I agree with all he does? No. Do I agree with what half people do? No. Because I won't do it that way doesn't mean it's wrong.
No.
But I wish people would, back in the day in Snake Bites 1 and Snake Bites 2, and then when he went to, what was it, Animal Bites? He went to Animal Bites for a while. Now it's just Brian Barczyk, and
he's still got the Snake Bites channel though.
Yep, Snake Bites. Yep.
He changed it to something else, but he still puts videos on there once in a while for something else. I don't know what it is anymore.
So, then he went to Venom Hunters and he did that type of thing.
Which was kind of okay. If I was going to say anything bad, it was that.
I think a lot of venomous people got mad at him because
it's gold, liquid gold. Come on, really?
And that's what I had a problem with them. And it wasn't just Venom Hunters. It was like, I don't want to call him a liar, but he's like, I've been dealing with venomous snakes but he wasn't.
That's it. It's the Reptarium now is what he calls it.
Yes. So
yeah, no.
So he wasn't a venomous keeper. He didn't have venomous snakes at his shop. He didn't do all that. And that's what really kind of got to me a little bit is him saying, I do venomous snakes and I do this. And I've done it for years and all this. And I know he said it on TV on the Venom Hunters and he kind of had to put it over, but he wasn't. He wasn't a venomous guy. I was. And so was Kevin. Kevin was a venomous guy. Kevin. And
Ray and Jim.
And there's some of us that took it personal, like, dude, you're putting what we have like this. And I don't want to say we're elite. We're not. We just take her into a different area. It's like you're putting us in a bad light, and we don't want that. My YouTube channel, I showed all the venomous stuff, and I would show new venomous snakes, but I never touched them. You'll never see me touch a venomous snake in any video I ever did.
No, and that's
and that I don't know that's the problem I had with him was there. But if he wants to stay mad, cool. He probably doesn't even give a shit. If he's like, oh, it's scary, who cares? I got millions of followers now, and blah 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 blah. It doesn't matter. At the end of the day,
Becky will never let me have a venomous animal due to the fact that I have a problem with having to touch everything, and I do. You know, alligators. I have to touch them. I cannot just
I'm
look
not
at
gonna
them.
lie to you. I free handle. I'm not gonna lie to you, but I would never advertise it.
No.
I've been bit once, but twice if you count the mangrove on my arm. But at the same time, I'm not going to advertise it and say do this. I'm going to say what to do, and I think that's what people have problem with Kevin. Maybe he put too much information out there, but at the same time, then you say, well, this is the truth. Why can't it be the truth? Why do we got to lie? So I got mad at Brian for lying that says he was into venomous, and it made it look more responsible when he was really never into venomous, but it made it look responsible. But then I get mad at Kevin for putting a medical procedure that no vet could have done anyway.
Oh, you want to hug them and squeeze them and love them forever and name them George?
Yeah, I don't think I got anything up that shows. I mean, there's so many pictures I put up.
Yeah.
I put up so many pictures, but I don't think I have anything venomous for such a long time. But I used to be heavy into venomous. Like, I'm talking, that's all I was known for is venomous snakes.
You know, it's funny. Becky tells me I'm never allowed to mess with anything like that, but then she'll turn around and go catch one real quick. Boop, there, look, it's I got it in a bucket already. I'm like, what?
So yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Like,
Eh.
my buddy did get scold me and said I wasn't allowed to hold my Deathstalker.
Because you said you would hold it and say, see, look what I got.
I got my Deathstalker.
See, here's the problem with those. The problem with the Deathstalker is that not everybody can have a problem, but if you do have a problem, it's a bad one.
Yeah, I mean, Reptile care log easy. Oh, Wally put up is that a video or
what is it?
Hello, fellow herpers. I'm just gonna put it up on here.
Yes, he put that up today. It's a pretty interesting video.
2 hours ago. Oh, I have to check it out.
Yeah, it's all about making a QR code that opens up pages that you can go in and do all your maintenance and know which feedings and keep track of everything on there. It's a pretty cool video.
Cool. Go to Supreme Geckos and check that out. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, he shows you how to do it. Yeah.
I like that. And there's Dylan. Keep an eye on how much you spend at the Reptile Expo this weekend. Me. Oh, God. That's so bad. Oh, geez. I'm going to stop sharing my page now. That's hilarious. But yeah, I don't know. The Brian thing really upsets me, but then it doesn't because I don't care. The Matt thing upsets me, but then it doesn't. I don't care. I don't care what people think of me anymore. And I think that's where Brian's at. He just doesn't care. Because I will tell you guys this, Brian, it bothered him when people talk bad about him. It got to him. Terrible. So them things that he put up where he was having anxiety attacks, that's Brian. He was so worried that people hated him and people were saying bad things about him, and it got to him to the core. It got to him.
Yeah, when you're putting yourself out in public like that, you have to be able to take the criticism too. And if you can't, you shouldn't be out there.
And I don't even think it was a criticism. I think it was just the cruelness that some people just. It was like, "Oh, Brian, you suck. You hate animals." They didn't have anything saying, "Hey, you should do this with your animal." It was just them saying he sucked.
That's what I meant by criticism, though, is by, the cruel things that people say and do.
Yeah,
it's a cruel world. You got to be able to deal with it.
But he used to go through the tax. It really bothered him. And
yeah, no, I know. He'll come right out and tell you.
And then the other one I was talking about. Someone I do like, but I don't like that people just forgot about it. Like Brian Cusco. They say, "Oh, he's such a genuine guy. He doesn't like drama. He doesn't like this." But he was the one that told the guy he had to donate $10,000 to get out of doing something stupid.
Yeah,
that just went away. I mean, the guy did something really stupid. He did, but here, pay $10,000 and you're out of it. I was like, whoa.
The guy who was Ball Pythons 101. They had that big ice storm in Texas. Okay, people lost power, and people were asking him, "Could you help me? Could you do this? Could you do that?" And all he said was, "You should have been better prepared." That's all he said. Now, they're trying to say that's not because the guy's got like a slight case of he's either autistic or Asperger's syndrome. But then Brian was like, that's not an excuse. Well, I know somebody who has Asperger's syndrome, and they're just right to the point and blunt. That's what they are.
Yep.
That's what they do.
And
they don't mean anything by it. They don't mean to hurt your feelings or nothing. They're just telling you the way they see it, and it's not like they meant it. And for him to come out and say, I know the animals you got. You need to sell a bunch of animals and donate $10,000 to BSR. Who are you to tell somebody to do something like that?
That was my problem. And here's my problem. Let's say that guy opened up his home and let ball pythons and other people's animals there. And then that animal, he caught something and killed his collection. Was a Brian Cusco ready to sit there and say, let's buy his collection back? Let's get his collection back to what it was? I mean, at the same time, I mean, my facility shut down. I don't take people's animals in. I feel bad for the animals, but I mean, freaking A, they talk about, this is what I don't get. Brian Cusco would say this: you should quarantine every animal and never ever put animals in with but he wanted this guy to open up his home to animals.
Yes, that's what I was talking about. I did do a video about it, getting on there like, who are you to tell somebody what they need to do? That to me is telling me you're jealous of what he has.
So here's my thing. So they said $10,000. So why didn't these people, there's like 3 people, why didn't they donate $3,300 a piece and rent a heated gym or something for these people to put their stuff in? $10,000 would have bought 2-3 weeks. You see, this is what I don't understand.
Well, I'll tell you what. I did the video about it saying I don't think it, and then I got lots of contact from lots of bigger people. We're like, thank you for doing that, because that needed to be done. But I'll tell you, here's what I want to know. If you're a breeder and you have that many animals, even if you live in Texas or even in Florida, look at the temperature Florida's getting to right this week, down in the teens. Don't you think you should have a backup plan? All you need to do is to go buy some not chlorhexidine, but sodium chloride. You put about that much sodium chloride in a bottle of water, and it gets to 150 degrees. You can slide it in between each tub. Lasts for hours.
Exactly. And that's what I didn't like about Brian Cusco. And there's other people like me. Like, I don't like Frank. I don't care what people think of that. I don't like Frank. I don't like Frank. And the reason I don't like Frank is I told him. I'll tell him right to his face. I don't like it because you act like you know everything after you learn it after 7 hours. Then you make a video about it. And you breed geckos that shouldn't be bred. Period. I don't care if he got bigger than me. I don't care. It's a garbage breeder. It's a garbage breeder for breeding lemon frost. And there's no reason to breed lemon frost. And I don't care. So if he needs my approval, then he's never going to get it. I'm never going to say approval on it. So it doesn't matter. But I might be wrong there. Cool. But the Brian Cusco thing bothered me too. That whole thing with the $10,000. I was like.
But I believe that if let's say Frank 2 years from now comes out and proves that he bred it out of it, you would come out and say, I'm wrong. You were right.
100%.
You would have no problem doing it.
But it wouldn't be proved in 2 years. It would have to take,
I'm just,
but when he proved it, if he did prove it, yeah, I would say it. But at the same time, I wouldn't say it was just Frank.
No. And you'd have to say how many animals did you sacrifice their lives and suffer and animals to get there.
There was another person that doesn't want to be mentioned that started the project.
Yes.
And he wanted to do it the right way.
Mm-hmm.
He did. He wanted to do it the right way.
He didn't even mention it to anybody. Kept it all secret, doing it all.
I didn't know he had him until Frank.
Yeah, Frank told everybody.
I had no clue until Frank. I was like, oh, God. It was a train wreck. But that's why. And I mean.
And the other person's a great person.
I like him.
Yeah, so do I. I think he's great.
I like him. He flicked out. Flicked out. Yeah, I mean, and like Dave Kaufman. There's another one that Dave Kaufman gets 100. What's Dave Kaufman's channel? 100,000, 400,000 views or subscribers.
He's got 125,000 subscribers on the one channel. I don't know what he's got on his other ones.
He should have 5 times, 10 times that.
10 times that.
Dave Kaufman is an amazing guy.
Mm.
You never hear him in the middle of drama. He will make statements, but he's like, "This is how I feel, and this is what I do." But Dave Kaufman, I mean, he's not doing it because it's my daughter, but he spoils my daughter, hands her stuff, gives her stuff. And then another kid comes up. Here you go. It's all about the kids.
Mm-hmm.
It's all about this education, and it's just he's a different mindset. It's Dave Kaufman should have millions in my opinion. I love Dave Kaufman's videos. He's one of my favorite YouTube channels, and Dave is a YouTuber. I will say that, but I just I love the guy. He's an awesome guy.
Well, it's like Emily's channel's got like 2.5 million subscribers or something. It's way up there. I like her channel too.
I love it.
She's about education and things like that.
I love Emily.
Yep.
I've only talked to her a couple times on Facebook. I'm close. I could probably go to Claire. That's where she's at. Yeah. So we're out there. I can go out there anytime I want.
Is she out there? I thought she was in Minnesota.
It's close though. It's
No.
somewhere. Is it?
Oh,
Minnesota?
it might be. It might be Claire. I don't
think
remember.
maybe her reptile shows in Eau Claire.
Something. That could be what it is.
Yeah, and exactly. I think that's it. You can tell the people that's just in it for the money or just in it for the views because they always complain, I'm not getting this, I'm not getting shares, I'm not doing this. When you get the other person like Dave that just puts it out there and just it is what it is. I mean, Dave is just a different. I love Dave's channel. Another person I like, and a lot of people got mad at him. My group of friends because he puts it all out there. Is Camp Kennan. I love that guy.
He's a very interesting individual. He puts it out there like when he has something die, it's right there. He puts it right out there. He had a tortoise die.
Oh, that was so sad.
Yeah.
And you can see he cares, but I understand what my friends say. You put out your landscape on YouTube, you're going to get stuff stolen. We shouldn't live in a world that we have to worry about stuff like that.
Getting stolen. No. Well, and then look at Tom Crutchfield. Then people broke in and stole all that stuff from him too. That is crazy.
I agree with you there. I don't think it has to do with scared. It might be. I think you're right. But she has done. I don't know. Has she done anything with like at Reptile Expos with them? I don't know.
She does with Dave, but I don't know about Brian.
Well, this the Wisconsin, Minnesota people. Like Dave's right here. The people are right here.
I'm right here too. It's just
I don't know. I don't know the Reptarium. I mean, let's just be honest. I mean, Brian Barczyk wasn't allowed to go back scenes of one of the largest reptile zoos in the world because of who he is.
And I got permission to go back there.
I literally can go knock on that door and I can go anywhere in that building.
Yep. When I talked to him last, he's like, "Yeah, come down. I'll take you through the whole thing in the back, the whole 9 yards." I'm like, "All right."
And now the reason is, and I don't want to get into it, is the other side, what Brian's kind of done in image for some people. It hasn't been good, but it's been good on the other side. It's a double-edged sword. That's what it is. It's a double-edged sword. But Terry, I could go knock on the door. They could be closed if Terry's there. He's let me in. Rob Carmichael's another great person. Rob Carmichael loves Brian, and there's nothing wrong with it. Rob Carmichael is an inspiration to me. He's been doing a zoo way before any of us, and he's been free. That's where I want to do a free zoo because of Rob Carmichael. I've known him for years. I love it.
When does Ty's place open up?
I don't know. I don't talk to Ty like that. I mean, like I'll message him here or I'll talk to him like on Facebook, a little thread or whatever. I'm not totally sure. I know that he's taking you can pay to go down there and do tours now. I believe Dave went down there and did a thing with
Yes.
him. Yeah.
When he was still working on putting,
Mhm.
and he was explaining how these cages are going to work.
Yeah, so I mean, Ty's another inspiration. A lot of people don't like Tom Crutchfield. I do.
I think Tom's great.
That dude's another guy that's just
Well,
forgotten more.
I could tell you this: you wouldn't have anything we got now if it wasn't for that man.
He did do things. He's done some messed up things. He'll be the first to tell you I did some messed up things.
Did you ever see this show Locked Up Abroad on this guy? He was on there.
He's done a lot of things. Like Thompson. I mean, he's part of the Lion King group, and yeah, he's part of a lot of stuff. So, but Tom Crutchfield, like if I message him right now, I probably could message him right now. He'd answer me in 20 minutes and say what you need.
Oh yeah.
He's just a good guy, and you know him better than I do. I just know him by the internet and being one of the Venomous names. You know, you probably see me on venomous.org or whatever. I missed that site.
Yeah.
Venomous.org. .org. I want to see if it's even up anymore. I don't think so. I should buy it. No, it's not. It's not even up anymore. I should buy it. That used to be the site. You had to be an insider to get into the forum. But a lot of my Venomous friends were there. You know, Ray Hunter was there and stuff like that.
Of course.
It would be cool to get Ray on. Ray does YouTube now.
I know. I've seen some of his videos, and I'm like, oh, check it out.
If anyone watching this want to, just ask Ray where the flip flops are. And thieves do suck. I can't deal with thieves. Thieves are. So I mean,
sure. Did you send it to me or did you send it to Gary?
Yeah, send it. There's so much. I mean, oh gosh. Like one of my biggest mentors. Here's something for you. One of my biggest mentors, heroes in the hobby, was Don Hamper. And I brought that up to someone that says that he was a smuggler and he went to jail. Screw you, dude. I said, screw you, dude. That's all I said. I won't talk to the guy again. I was like, Don Hamper loves animals. Don is special to me. Don's a very special person to me.
If people didn't do that in the beginning, you wouldn't have anything you have now.
Exactly.
And you wouldn't even be close.
It really bothered me. But Don Hamper and Robbie Hamper are family to me. Robbie, I haven't done a Cleveland show and a Columbus show in, 10 years, 12 years. But that whole family is amazing to me.
Mm-hmm. He's sending it to you, so I don't know.
Yeah, I'm looking. I just see eggs. I'm going to beat him up. Yeah, I created a competitor with Leo. Leo now is competition.
Mm-hmm.
He's got to get kicked out of the club.
Yeah.
Oh, here it goes. Oh, it was going. Don't do crack. I mean, yeah, cocaine.
Oh, that's funny.
Oh. Well, you sent me a link. Lime bread snow stuff from Albie. Are you getting something from Albie? You're in the Wayback Machine. That link I sent is Albie's available 2008 using Wayback Machine. You can also click the best of the look into what happened we was happy for in 2003, which is wild. Oh yeah, I can put this up. I see. The Albie snow stuff. 450 line bread snow. They're all line bread snows. But if you look at this, it really hasn't changed, guys. That's Albie right there. I don't care what people say. The look is better than Mac. Oh, that one's not going to show me. But yeah,
It's
450,
like brighter, right?
175.
It
Yeah, it's just a
looks
lighter
bright.
snow. Max Super Snows. I mean, look at these. The stuff hasn't really changed. I mean, look at this. This here is a Enigma. Let's see if it's going to show a picture. Probably not, but that is a Enigma right there. This is an Enigma. Yep, Enigma. I had to look over to the left. Enigma. As you
Look at
see,
the prices on them.
yeah,
$800.
but do you see they kind of look white and yellowish?
Yep.
Oh, here's a red stripe. The dorsal. He calls it tangerine dorsal stripe. That's a red stripe. But this is way back.
Yeah, this is way back 2003.
And there's some carrot tail there. Look at these carrot tails. Look at these things. Super hypo carrot tail baldy. This is insane. This is back in, like I said, 2008. Yeah. I mean, look at these animals. I mean, they are just like today's market. I mean, that's what it is. Oh, what the hell?
Super snows.
Everything's dying.
Yeah,
Albie's dip, but it's just $2.98 for that. But yeah, Albie's dip, but the reason is they're not known. Like I said, I can count on one hand, two hands how many people actually have Albie. So, but I am getting tired. I got to get up in the morning yet.
Yes.
So, all right, guys. Unless you got something to add?
Yeah, nothing to add right now, except we're working on getting the guys in. We're just setting up schedules. That's about it.
Yeah. And then Gary's got to stop working at Verizon. All right, guys, we're out.
Later.